we're just going to take a quick minute to introduce ourselves and talk about what we do within the fandom, and then from that point on, we can open up the floor and ask some questions if you guys would like to do that. Does that sound good? Yeah. What was that?
Yeah!
We'll start with you.
All right, so my name is Lochlan O'Neal, but I often go by TooRadCosplay in the fandom. I do a lot of cosplay, but in addition to that, I am also a voice actress. I have worked with people like I Love KP a lot, and Scribbler, and Dr. Hooves the Great. So I mostly do Applejack and Scootaloo, along with like Rarity and some of the other main six.
Hi there, Every Pony. So my name's Lizzie, but I go on YouTube by Missbunniswan, and I've worked on quite a few projects with people. I've worked on some stuff with Dr. Wolf. Anybody know My Little Portal? Yes. My Little Portal? I am the Pinkie Pie voice and Rarity voice for My Little Portal. I can't talk today. Blah. And on my own channel, I make literal parodies to all of the My Little Pony songs. Has anybody seen those? Yeah? So yeah, we're going to go ahead and open the floor to anyone who has any questions about the voice acting industry. If you're interested in doing it maybe as a career or a hobby, we can answer any of those questions for you. So, floor is open.
How do you get your voice to sound like the different voices?
Practice. It takes a lot of practice. For me personally, to be able to imitate like My Little Pony voices, I watch the show a lot, or I'll watch clips of the character, and then I'll pause it and try to repeat it. So like Applejack, she goes, "Well, how to do there, Miss Twilight? It's a pleasure making your acquaintance. We here at Sweet Apple Acre sure do like making new friends." And, just practice over and over and over and over.
I agree that practice makes perfect, but I want to throw some caution out there that you need to be very careful with your voice. My voice, as you can hear, is very naturally high and young sounding, whereas someone, if they have a lower voice, even a girl, if she tried to do Pinkie Pie and she keeps straining it to get to that high pitch, you're gonna hurt your voice, and then you're gonna lose your instrument. So my advice is to just play around with your voice and see what you can do with it comfortably and safely. And like she said, repeat characters, mimic what they say, and you will find your library that way. Yes?
If you want to increase your range, what is the best way to kind of work with the muscles to make it, I don't know, so it doesn't strain? Just over time, like, is there a good routine or sort of practice in specific?
I don't know much about routine, but beforehand I like to drink tea with honey, as I feel like that kind of loosens up my vocal cords. Do you have any?
If you have ever done any singing, I would recommend basic vocal singing warm-ups. And like seriously what they do in High School Musical, that actually helps. I would actually try doing scales with that. Go up a key. Do like a 5 to 10 minute warm-up before you do any recording of any kind, and kind of use your head voice. Do you guys know what your head voice is? So when you're singing and kind of, you go into your falsetto and you can feel that soft part of your roof of your mouth go up. That's your head voice. And if you're going to be doing a lot of screaming and stuff, try to stay in there instead of doing this, because that is going to kill your voice. So like I said, keep it safe. Any other questions?
Yeah. Just out of curiosity, which role would you say was the most difficult that you've done so far?
Mine was definitely Salt Lick. I played Salt Lick for the animation, and she's like, "Welcome to Crystal Mountain PonyCon!" And so she's like screaming the whole time, and it's really raspy, and after recording, like, I can't voice act for days, because even though, like, I do warm-ups, I drink tea, and it's like, it burns. It burns.
I don't know if any of you guys have played Dust and Elysian Tale. It was an indie game.
Yes.
Oh, cool. I voiced Bopo.
Wait, you do?
Yes, ma'am, I was Bopo in Dust. And that was pretty difficult, because he's got that kind of rasp to his voice, and that's kind of different for me, and to try and make it sound like a boy was very different, plus the southern twang.
Wait, you were the actual character? character in the game?
I actually play Bopo.
That is awesome. That's amazing.
So that was probably one of the more trickier roles for me.
Yes.
So why did you guys decide to start doing voice acting?
So I had been cosplaying for a few years before I got into voice acting, and people would always ask me, they're like, can you do the voice of this character? And most of the time I'd be like, well, no, I can't. But people kept asking, so I decided, okay, well, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna practice doing these voices of these characters that I dress up as. And people started saying, hey, you're really good at this. So I got a microphone and I started doing auditions and making demo reels and sending stuff out. And I eventually got calls back for projects and video games and stuff along those lines.
I love your Applejack voice.
Thank you.
Mine's kind of a long story, but I've always been a cartoon junkie ever since I can remember. Like when I was a kid, I wouldn't watch something unless it was animated. Fast forward to the 9th grade, and I auditioned for a school play. It was a really dumb play though, because we had to write our own scripts and combine. Ashley's laughing; she knows me. Combine all the scripts together. But I found out that I really love acting. Fast forward again to when I was 16, and I was in my room one day watching the Powerpuff Girls, and I was listening to Bubbles' voice specifically, and I'm like, I wonder if I could imitate her. So then I started trying to imitate Bubbles, and then I recorded it, and then I listened back to it, and I'm like, holy crap, I sound actually kind of like Tara Strong! And that kind of sparked the idea that, hey, these people get paid to do the voices for these characters, and I loved it. So then I made my channel, and well, now I'm here. Yeah.
Is it hard to switch back and forth between characters quickly?
It depends on the character, I would say. Like, if I'm switching from Bubbles all the way to Pinkie Pie, it's not that hard because it's just a very slight change. But say I'm going from Timmy Turner to Pinkie Pie, I don't think that would be as easy.
Have you ever participated in an audiobook project? And if so, how was the voice acting process different?
Do you mean like fanfic readings or radio plays? So for audio projects, it's basically kind of, for me, the same as anything else. I go into my studio, I record lines, I'll do several different takes of different lines, and then I just send it out and it gets compiled.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is it any different for you?
I wouldn't say that just doing an audiobook is any different. I would say that doing voice acting is pretty different from theater acting, just because on the stage you have to be so much bigger and everything. But even behind the microphone you need to use your whole body. Otherwise it's going to sound dead and boring.
What advice would you give to people who want to get into voice acting or just recording anything? If they haven't,
I was hoping you would ask this.
Prepared for this.
speech impediment or something, what would you do about that?
Well, speech impediment, you would probably need to go to a vocal coach to try and work through that. But I want to let her talk first because I'm going to talk for a while.
Oh, you can go. I know you're ready. You can take this one.
Okay, so there are 3 things you pretty much need to if you want to break into voiceover. First of all, you need the talent. Of course, if you don't have it, I'm going to sound kind of mean, but boo-hoo. Though, if you have the natural talent to start with, I would recommend really taking any acting classes you can. Breaking into theater is honestly one of the best things you can do to go off into any other form of acting. Because when you do theater, you already learn to get out of your shell and to have all the energy you need. And it's a lot easier to teach someone to hold back in front of a microphone rather than to try and make them give more, Also, improv. I go to improv meetups at UVU every Wednesday, and it's a lot of fun. Second thing you need to break into voiceover is the equipment, which you would need a condenser microphone, some type of software on your computer to record on, and a room you can record in where there isn't this huge echo, because that's terrible in a recording. You don't want that. if you don't really have many resources, a closet is actually a really good place to record in.
I use a closet.
I used to record in a closet just because all your clothes are there and it's tiny and the clothes will absorb all that echo and it'll sound really nice. What I use is my husband built me like this cage kind of out of PVC pipe. So, and then we put sound absorbing curtains around it and got some eggshell acoustic foam in there. And so my microphone's in there, my laptop's right there, and I can just sit down and record. But a closet's a great place to start. I'm almost done. Sorry. And then the third thing is demos. I would highly recommend you start with narration and commercial demos because that's where most of the work that you can do from home is. Check out voices.com or voices123. You have to pay for a subscription, but once you get your demos ready and they're polished and they are professional sounding, don't make your own demos. Don't do that. I've done that. If you post those on that website, you can start applying and auditioning for jobs, and you can do it from home and get paid.
Awesome.
Do you have anything to add?
Something that I would like to mention is determination. Because when you first start out and when you first start auditioning, you're going to get a lot of people telling you no. Mm-hmm. You're going to say, you know, you really don't sound right for this thing. But then you're going to have people start saying, you know, maybe you would sound better for this character. I would like for you to try recording for this character or this character. And eventually, if you send out enough projects or auditions, that people will start wanting you for their projects.
You finish.
Oh.
I have another thing to add.
Okay. Oh, I can't even remember what I was going to say.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Find your niche, what makes you unique from everyone else, and market that. All right, we can go to the next question now.
Oh, Twilight?
Yeah. Who are your favorite professional the VAs, the male and female?
Okay, cliche.
I was gonna.
It is between Tara Strong and Gray Delisle. Male voice actor Jim Cummings.
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm. Ray the Firefly, Fuzzy Lumpkins.
Yes.
I love that guy.
The three you just mentioned are part of my favorites too.
Good.
I really like Tara Strong. Again, I feel like that's so cliche. Like,
she's great.
she's amazing. She's amazing. I also really like Rebecca Soicat, just because she's a super sweetheart and she's very talented, and I love Sunset Shimmer. I love Sunset Shimmer.
You had a question here.
Yeah, what was the software you use?
I use Audacity.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Audacity, I used to use Audacity, and then I found the free version of WavePad Sound Editor. Both of them are great, so thumbs up.
Oh, hold on.
Sorry, you casually mentioned that there's like some improv group at UVU. Is it free? Can anyone join? You need to be a student?
You do not need to be a student, and it's free. There's a $5 fee that almost no one pays. I'm sorry?
Is it every time you go it's $5?
No, it's a 1-year fee. I still haven't paid mine. Yeah, it's called What's So Funny Improv at UVU, and they meet in LA 10. I can't remember. I should have written that down. But yeah, What's So Funny Improv.
All right, a couple of questions. First, you said make your demos professional.
Mm-hmm.
How do you make them professional? Do you go to somebody?
You can go find a studio. I'm in the process of getting my demo made.
Oh, demo buddies.
So I found somebody in my local town. He has a studio in his basement. That sounds so creepy. Yeah, I'm gonna go to some dude's studio to get in his basement. Yeah, so just find somebody local who can make a demo reel for you. They do charge a fee. I mean, it's not that expensive, but
Depends on where you go. If you know someone, that's even better. I just really would steer away from making your own because directors will take note of that and you'll kind of get blacklisted. Find someone local. I would say the average price range, get ready for this, it's a little painful, $1,000 to $3,000. But if you know someone that can help you, try to do that because it'll be a lot easier for you. A lot of these studios will be able to make a payment plan with you though, so you don't have to pay the huge thousands of dollars up at front. So.
And if you are just looking to do like My Little Pony fandom voice acting, you do not need to pay like $1,000 to $3,000 for a demo reel.
She's right.
No, like I have like an agent and stuff, and so if you were just doing My Little Pony fan work, you were fine making your own demo.
Oh yeah, if it's just for a hobby, that is totally cool. But if you want to get into the actual business of voiceover and get paid for it, you want it to sound very professional. Rainbow Dash.
I was just gonna say, so you say don't make your own, is that period or unless you have proper equipment?
If you want to get a professional working like job, if you want to get paid, if you want to make a career out of this, don't make your own.
Even if I have the equipment?
If you have the experience in the equipment, I'll leave that to your judgment. But more often than not, I would say don't do it yourself.
They usually want you to be going out and going to someone and stuff.
Do you have any idea what they're doing? Are they just stopping and editing it all together, or are they just modulating it so it has more even waveforms?
They'll get the scripts for you, so you don't have to write your own. They will audio engineer it, all the music, sound effects, and they'll clean up your recordings and just make it sound like a bunch of clips from a commercial compiled into this 1 minute chunk of audio.
Yes.
What is the funnest voice acting project you guys have ever done?
Oh goodness.
So there's this project I worked on that I don't think any of you have heard of. It's this little animated thing called Candy Rag on YouTube, and I played this character called Doodles, and she's essentially a narrator, and as she's talking, she's like creating this universe. But it's not like her voice is really that interesting though, it's just she's such a random character and will like say things like, awesome mashed potatoes, things like that. And then there's another character in the show, and her name was Mau Mau, and she's this little girl that always wears a cat suit, and she's super crazy. So that thing was fun. I don't know if it's ever gonna take off, but it was fun to record for.
I really, really had a blast recording as Salt Lick for this convention. Tiny Pony. But it was a lot of fun because I did it over Skype with the other voice actor. So it was really natural. Like we could go back and forth, and it was like a conversation, and it flowed really well, and I think it showed up really well in the animation. It me. It you. It me.
Yes.
Okay, so if you're voice acting for multiple characters in the same, I'll say animation, and they are interacting, do you go and record this character and then you go back and you record all the lines for this character? Like, how do you do that?
For me personally, I will, like, if I'm doing a radio play, so like the other day I did like Scootaloo and Rarity. So I went in, I did everything for Scootaloo, and then I would take a break and like give my voice some time to recharge, and then I would go in and do everything for Rarity. And so basically that's how it works for me. Is that?
Essentially the same thing. Sometimes I go back and listen to the other character's recording to see how I would play off of that the most naturally. But yeah, each character at a time.
Like, do you have the other character playing in your ear or something while you conversation with them, if the other voice, or?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'll say the line before what I start with just to get me in the scene emotionally. But typically I'll just record everything for one character, and I'll play the other lines in my head. Because if you just record the lines by themselves, you have no context, and it's awful. Yes.
For people who are hosting radio plays or creating them and looking for voice actors, what recommendation do you have for kind of like what you would expect of people who are kind of writing scripts or whatnot and are kind of...
Now, are you looking for where to find voice actors and script editors, or...?
If I have a script, like, prepared and everything, like, what's my next step?
If you're looking for voice actors, Voice Acting Alliance has been very, very, very helpful for me. It helped me find a lot of different fandom positions. You can say, I'm looking for My Little Pony voice actors. Here are some lines I would like for you to send me. And you have to sift through a lot of auditions, because you will get a lot of auditions. And do you have anything?
Voice Acting Alliance is great for stuff like that. Just make sure that when you post it, it's super detailed so everyone knows exactly what you expect of them. And you can also do searches on YouTube and be like Pinkie Pie impression and stuff like that and see what you find.
Would it be too much if I had like a story and then the script, since it's based off of like an actual writing, and then I'm making the script? Should I send both of them? Like, what would you say?
It would probably be best just to send the script. A lot of times voice actors have a lot of work that they need to get through, so just being able to read the script would probably be best.
I mean, you could do a brief summary.
And if you wanted to send the story, and you could say, hey, if you were interested in reading the story, go ahead. I would love to hear what you have to say, but it's not required.
Yes.
And do you get paid for the fandom stuff?
I have gotten paid for the fandom stuff.
Not much of it.
Not very much. Very, 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 very little.
I think one thing.
I was able to buy a wig. which for me, and I've had people send me wigs for voice acting for them. So like I can be paid in wigs. But I most of the time for fandom stuff, no. Just wigs and chicken fingers.
Yeah, it's mostly just for fun.
I was wondering about that.
It's just good for practice, though, doing this kind of stuff. I think it's helped me get ready for producing my demo finally and all of that stuff. So don't expect to get paid much. Some people might be nice, but don't expect it.
Yes.
Just out of curiosity, one of you mentioned doing stuff with Dr. Wolf. I was just curious, what was it that you guys did with him?
Dr. Wolf interviewing Pinkie Pie. Yeah. This is your Pinkie. What was it? I can't even remember the jingle anymore that she sings at the beginning. Is your Pinkie get well show? I can't remember.
That was a really cute episode, though. You were
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yes, Twilight.
Have you guys seen the documentary, I Know That Voice?
Yes.
Did you learn anything from that?
I'm trying to remember everything in it. Because it was a long documentary and it's been a few months since I've seen it. I mean, a lot of it was stuff I've already kind of known. I like how they emphasize that voice acting is more about acting rather than the voice.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, it just turned out who I met back in Salt Lake Comic-Con at FanX. It says like a lowercase b with the capital A. It's more about a.
If you can't act, but you can do voices, you're not going to get hired.
Yeah, it's more like the act.
I mean, if you can't do voices, but you can act. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you can act, you'll get hired.
I've taken years of acting classes, and so acting is very, very important. But I've not seen the documentary.
Well, if you're into, I gotta say, if you're voice acting yourself, or you really admire the work like I do, you have to watch it.
I will definitely watch that. I'll probably download it and watch it on the plane home.
Check the time here.
Yes, you in the teal shirt. I use an AT2020 USB mic.
I use a Blue Spark cardioid condenser mic. Do you know if this panel is supposed to be an hour or a half hour long?
I think it's an hour.
This one's an hour? Okay, just making sure.
Yes, you.
Oh, I just wanted to make sure, if you know somebody who does music, would that work as a audio recording as well?
For demo reels? Yeah. People who make demo reels, they're very specialized. Mm-hmm. They have a lot of practice making demo reels. Anybody with recording equipment can put something together, but people who make demo reels, that is their profession, that is their career, mm-hmm. and it's going to be 10, 20 times better than really, honestly.
Because a director really will be able to hear the difference, even if you won't be able to. It's unfortunate. If you want to break into voiceover professionally, you do need to invest a little bit of money, which kind of stinks, but it's worth it.
Do you ever, put your voices through filters on softwares, to make your voice more metallic, or so you sound more like a robot, or stuff like that?
Normally, the audio editor does that for me. Mm-hmm. I have voiced Queen Chrysalis before, And I just like will do some weird voice, and then he will go in and edit it to make it sound like Queen Chrysalis.
Do you know what he used to do that?
Maybe Adobe Audition.
Adobe Audition is good
Yeah.
for
Can I
effects
answer
like that.
actually?
Yeah.
Yeah, in Adobe Audition, there's all sorts of tutorials you can do to do this, but you can go to the effects reel and just experiment with all little options. Like there's reverb, there's convolution reverb, just look at all the effects and see what you can make, and you can do a lot with it.
Yes, Emma.
You remember my name?
I did.
Was stage fright ever an issue whenever you were first getting started?
With voice acting or acting in general?
Just voice acting.
For voice acting, no, it was never an issue, mainly because I didn't really have anybody watching me. At first, when people would ask me, can you do this voice right now? Or can you do this voice? Or can you say this line? I'm like, what do you want me to say? You need to tell me something to say. And, I used to get really anxious. But now I'm like, I'll have set lines for each character. So like, oh, say this voice. Okay, well, here's what I'm going to say.
For voiceover, no, because like she said, it's anonymous pretty much. There was this time in high school I played Helen Keller in a play, and I was supposed to act blind, and at one point I didn't. That was horrible, because I was just super nervous. It was my first performance in front of a big audience, and like I threw a spoon, and it didn't land on the floor, and I reached for it. I was supposed to play a blind deaf girl, and I reached for Yeah.
Yes. This is a question specifically for her.
Yes.
You played Helen Keller. What was it? The blind girl?
The Miracle Worker.
Yeah, that one. What school?
Riverton High School.
That's where I've seen you.
That was me.
Yes, it's like you look and sound very familiar. And it's like, why?
Hi.
It's because I watched your performance.
Oh, cool. Small world. Huh?
Green Bee? Waterloo?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, one of her students.
Oh, nice. That's funny.
I look so familiar.
That was me.
Oh, yes, you.
Wait 1 second. I have to read it for me.
Okay. Where are you from again? I am from Denver, Colorado.
Yes.
Can you elaborate on how to be big behind a microphone? So you were talking earlier about how you have to be big on stage, but what does being big behind a microphone do to your voice acting?
So a lot of people have this kind of misconception that you don't need to emphasize what you do with your body as much behind the microphone, and that's a lie. When you're behind the microphone, you need to do the hand gestures, not be afraid to hold back or anything, just let it all out. Ah! Yes, just be a cartoon character. Do the facial expressions, project. I mean, don't let your microphone peak. You gotta watch the audio levels. But yeah, don't, well, that's what a mic stands for.
Don't make the same mistakes that systems and sales.
Respect recording equipment at all times.
Yes.
Have you ever been too excited when you've been recording and accidentally knocked the microphone over?
Yes! When I do Pinkie Pie, I get like, I'm Pinkie Pie and I threw this party, yeah! And I'll knock all because I'm in a closet, just knock all the clothing around, and my microphone will go flying, it'll be peaking, and I'm just like, I went too far.
I can't say I've ever knocked over my microphone. I bet I'm sorry, here's the microphone. I bet it'll happen soon though. I mean, usually when I do Pinkie Pie, I have to stand further away from my microphone anyway because I'm so loud.
Yeah, how do you get that, getting the right volume and getting the right distance? Because
it just takes tests. You just have to, practice your voice, and it needs to be maybe a little bit farther for louder voices, or just move it around for different voices and see what you can do. Don't go and record 45 minutes worth of audio and then realize it's been peaking the whole time, because I've done that.
Generally about this far is pretty good, but you may need to adjust it from voice to voice. If I recorded this far for Fluttershy, you wouldn't be able to hear it. So I'll record a little closer, and if I do that, sometimes I have to get a pencil and put it in front of my mouth so you don't get that puff.
Yay.
what do you mean puff?
Because you know sometimes in the microphone you get a in the recording?
Yes.
Yeah. Even a, yes, because it'll split the air, so it doesn't go straight. Yep, the pee-pop. There's, oh, yes.
Do you think you gravitate to your favorite character more, or the one you can replicate the best?
Luckily for me, it's both. Yes.
I honestly voice whoever people want me to voice. It's like, do you want to voice this character? Sure. A lot of my favorites have come from characters that I voiced. So I actually hadn't been a big fan of Scootaloo, but then people started asking me to voice Scootaloo, and I'm like, okay, and now I'm like, yes, I love Scootaloo. Oh, Rainbow Dash, you're so awesome.
It's so good.
I see you, Rainbow Dash, and you're so cool.
Ooh.
There's a small flower. Aww. What?
Your recordings, that sounds very similar to Salt Lick. It's just a little more raspier.
But a younger Salt Lick.
Baby small horse.
If you're at the improv panel, you might have noticed I'm a little partial to Granny Smith's voice, too.
Yes.
Granny Smith is amazing.
You, Granny Smith.
And I love you too, Granny Smith.
Oh.
Yes.
Which would you say has been more rewarding, doing voice work in the fandom or doing stuff that you were more likely to get paid for?
Well, getting paid, you get the immediate reward.
But getting fandom voice work, it's always exciting because if you show up at a convention and people are like, I've had people all day tell me, oh, I heard your Salt Lick voice, it was great. And I'm just like, like, and the feeling inside me, like my heart is fluttering, and sometimes I just don't know what to say because it makes me cry. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
It grew 3 sizes.
Yes, my little Grinch heart.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't gotten paid for a ton yet. I just like to voice act. It's what I love to do. So both of them are rewarding for me. Like I said, the money, you get the immediate reward because you can buy food. But they're both rewarding.
Or they can just trade food.
Yeah. Or wigs.
And wigs.
Paying wigs.
Yes.
He had your hand first.
About how many jobs would you say you'd need to get to make that voice acting demo reel, like actually making it, like break even on that, so it paid for itself?
I would say 3 or 4. Yeah, I would say a typical commercial will pay you about $300. Yeah.
Like, what about Boko then?
I didn't get that much because it was an indie game.
I'm sorry, I have so many questions.
Oh, sounds fine.
Would you say that knowing how to sing helps voice acting at all?
I would say yes. I personally cannot sing. The only character I sing for is Scootaloo. I've gotten some work singing for Scootaloo, but it really helps not being able to sing for Scootaloo.
Singing just gives you another thing that you could put on that checklist that people can hire you for. And I found that people who are a little naturally musically talented, they can hear pitches a little better, so then they can match voices easier. But typically, a lot of work in the professional voiceover, you don't need to even match voices anyway. But being able to sing could get you more jobs down the line. You had your hand up earlier.
Okay, so what about the critics? Have you ever, like, had really bad experiences or just you ignore them?
I participated in the Voice Equestria at BabsCon.
You did?
I did.
Oh.
Got 3rd place. I was looking through the YouTube comments, and somebody said something very, very nasty. They said, I love to see that bleep Lochlan fail because she's such a huge bleep, and I hope to see her crash and burn. And I cried for a whole day, and it was terrible. And then I realized I got up on stage in front of Tara Strong and voice acted, And I would like to see anybody, you did that, right?
Yeah, I did the first year.
I would like to see anybody else try to do that, and then if they do that, then fine. They can say whatever they want to say to me.
I almost wet myself.
I did.
I was gonna say, I almost did.
had comic book artists like giving me Xanax. Like I had special guests like, here, have it. I'm like, okay. I was just gonna cry because I'm so emotional. But yeah, it's.
When you get hate, what I do as soon as I see a hate comment, I'll block them and delete it. And that'll just kind of slowly make it show up less. Because if you don't block them, they're going to keep putting hate. Haters going to hate. It wasn't me.
Lochlan, if you can't sing as a Scootaloo, do you think you can still Lisa match her voice like she did with the Cutie Mark Crusaders theme song?
We are the Cutie Mark Crusaders on a quest to find out who we are, and we will never stop this journey, not until we find our cutie marks. Yeah!
You're awesome.
Thank you.
They need to make Scootaloo sing more so we can hear it more.
Do you have any other questions? We still have, what time is
20
it?
minutes.
Yeah, like 20 minutes. Or you could move it on to, if you want to hear us do any voices or anything.
Yes, you. I see you with your hand raised. Yep, that's you. I see you.
What kind of how were you able to tell for sure that you'd be able to voice act? Like, what do you notice that you're?
Like what characters, or what made us notice, or what would make somebody notice that, hey, maybe voice acting might be something good to do. So for me personally, when I started imitating characters, I had people say, you sound really good. I had people constantly telling me, you sound like this character, or I really like your original voices. And while maybe it's not always best to listen to 100% to what everybody has to say, people really aren't going to be lying to you if they think you don't have a good voice, or they just won't tell you at all.
Okay, so I feel really bad when there's someone who really thinks they're good at something and they're not. So I'm trying to decide how I should answer this. I almost want to give out my email and have some of you guys send me stuff, and I'll maybe give you honest feedback, but then I'm scared I'm gonna get a ton of spam mail. Actually, you can message me on my Facebook fan page. I'll do that. Okay.
Yeah.
So my Facebook fan page is Lizzie, Lizzie, Augenstein, or Augenstein. Augenstein. I just got married. That's my new name. AKA Missbunniswan. Maybe it's the other way around. I don't know. But it has Lizzie Augenstein and Missbunniswan in there both. And Missbunniswan is all one word, and bunny is spelled with an I instead of a Y. So if you want to go onto my fan page, send me a message with a clip or something. I would say at least 30 seconds, and I will give you honest, brutal feedback, okay? So you may not like it, and I'm sorry if I hurt anyone's feelings.
She's really good at the honest stuff, guys, I promise.
And you're more than welcome to send your stuff too. My fan page is TooRadCosplay, and that's my Twitter as well. And I have these fancy business cards with my face on them. If anybody wants one afterwards, that's Queen Chrysalis. Pretty nice.
That's pretty cool.
I know.
So yeah, send me your stuff and your stuff, and we'll get back to you.
Yes.
So again, question for her, back to Birds and I kind of thing, Mr. Ethan.
Yeah.
And that play. Have you grown at all since then?
No, I have not. I'm 4'11".
Yeah, so that was really funny when you called you out. I was like, he's not going to grow any bigger than this. That was actually kind of fun.
I actually was interviewed by, I can't remember her name, but she's on the news, and she was interviewing our school because we had like sign language interpreters. Yeah, and she's asking me, so did they get you from the middle school to do this? I'm a senior. Yes.
Are you guys on the Utah Brony page?
I am not. I'm on the Colorado Bronies, but
You should be. You're in Utah.
yeah, you're a Utahian.
She's been part of Know Your Mayor.
That's true, I have been.
Yes.
I just want to say on the hype thing, God only stops making us when we're perfect. He just had to stop a lot sooner for you.
I'm perfect. No, I'm
You're half the size of times the size of this table.
You look awesome here.
Okay, no more height jokes.
I'm sorry.
It's all good, it's all good.
Now, I did have an extra question. You mentioned like finding your niche. How exactly would you go about finding your niche?
All right, when you start finding like what people ask you to do a lot and what you're good at, focus on that. So I find I have a very youthful, young, energetic voice, and typically those are the characters that work best for me. So that's kind of what I try to play towards. You can try to go out of your comfort zone every once in a while, but typically, I mean, like typecasts are true. It's kind of a sad thing, but find your typecast. Yeah, does that help?
It does, actually, yes it does.
Like, cause yeah, you can't, well, I'm sorry if this is too soon, but you couldn't picture Robin Williams playing like I'm thinking of the name Wolverine. No, so just find what you fit with your voice.
What is yours?
I actually do a lot of Southern accents. I am from South Carolina originally. So I used to have a Southern accent. I kind of got rid of that, but I still do it a lot for voice acting. I also do a lot of more high-pitched, childish voices as well. So cartoon, animation, you know, really excitable and just fun. So. And Scootaloo. Scootaloo's my favorite voice of all time. I love Scootaloo so much.
She's adorable. Yes.
So what would you say the demographic is on successful male voice actors versus female voice actors on like their income and stuff like that? Think about Dragon Ball Z and Bridge. You've got a lot of guys making a lot of money on YouTube, and then you don't hear a lot of female voices in those particular series.
It's the patriarchy.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
It's the patriarchy. That's all I have to say on the matter.
Those guys just don't know where
Yeah.
to find girlfriends.
But I mean, like, in professional voiceover, they need all types of voices, so I wouldn't say boys get more jobs than girls. I'd say it's pretty equal. There's probably more girls who try to break into the field, just because it seems girls typically like acting more than boys. So if you're a girl, it's probably going to be tougher.
And girls can do young male voices.
Yeah.
Yes. True. Yeah.
Because Ash Ketchum was played by a female actress.
There are lots of boy characters that are voiced by women.
Terrence and all these voices.
Yes, Spike. There's an example.
Spike.
Yeah, Timmy Turner. All the Rugrats boys. There's a lot of them.
Yes. Final script.
For trying to voice act opposite genders, what type of recommendation do you have there?
Just try to feel their personality best you can. If you can try to feel it, it'll make it seem more real. If you can make the voice fit it too, that's even better. I don't know how to try and describe the technicalities of using my voice, especially for a guy, because I have a girl voice. So I don't know how to coach a guy voice as well. But yeah, just try to feel it. If you have something else.
I just say watch a lot of cartoons. Like for girls, it's easier to do young boy voices. For guys, I've seen it's easier to do old lady voices. So like Goldie Delicious. Yes. So like just watch and practice and repeat and practice and practice.
Also, just listen to the way girls talk or boys talk. Listen to their inflections, because boys and girls do kind of talk a little differently generally. So observe other people and see how they talk. Any other questions? I think, how long do we have? 10 minutes. Do you want like any impressions at all or something like that?
Want to play a voice acting kind of game?
Sure,
let's do it.
In this character, I have one in mind.
Okay.
Basically, you describe the voice, and then it's the voice actor's job to make that voice.
So give us a character and we'll make a voice for him?
Yeah.
Okay. We could try that.
Could I play?
Can you play? What's your name?
Eric.
Hi, Eric. It's nice to meet
Have
you.
you done anything the fandom might know of?
I make MLP analysis on my channel, The Looney Turtle.
Great. I like the name.
Welcome, Eric.
Give it up for Eric. Welcome to our show.
Hello. I'm glad to pop in.
All right.
All right, so we're doing surprise voice game. So how does this work exactly?
Okay, so descriptive details like gruff or high-pitched, nasally, different describing details for a voice like that. And then from those details, we try to make a voice for it.
Okay. Can I try a different spin?
Yeah.
Like try and
like
maybe
if they don't give you a pitch, then you could try
create-
deep or something.
Or like try they come up with a character with a backstory maybe too. We
Maybe,
can do
yeah.
different rounds.
That would be fun.
So then we can see like the different types of voices we come up with.
Yeah.
All right. So does anybody want to give us some suggestions? Yes.
I kind of have one. It's an OC I made. So do you want me to just tell you about it?
Sure. Yeah. And what kind of voice you'd picture for her?
Well, the voice I pictured for her is kind of very soulful, very outgoing, and it's a bit in the lower register for females. And basically, it's she was born in Canterlot, but she really hated living the stuffy high society life, so she ran away. And she loves to sing. And what it is, she ran away to Manhattan, and she's just singing in clubs and bars and stuff. And Sapphire Shores found her and decided to bring her back to Canterlot. And so she's just like a little nervous being around that area. And sorry for all of you who ship Rarity with this, but I actually ship her with Fancy Pants.
Can you give us a line? It's kind of hard to build one out of context.
There's actually a time where she meets Fancy Pants, and he tells her his name, and she actually busts up laughing. She was like, "There's no way that can be your actual name."
There's no way that can be your actual name.
There's no way that can be your actual name. See, that's not my niche.
There's no way that's your actual name.
Okay, do you guys have an idea for a line at all? Huh?
A stuck-up popular girl?
Critiquing Rarity's outfit.
Okay.
Do you want to do it together?
How do we do it together?
Some person do Rarity, some person do
Okay. Do you want to be Rarity or Popular Girl?
I'll be popular girl.
Okay.
What color hair is that?
Oh, why, darling, it's purple.
Really? What are you? Are you just some kind of horse?
Don't touch my hair! I spent 3 hours on it.
3 hours? Ugh. You might need to spend a little bit more time on that. Especially, is that a weave?
Maybe. That's genuine.
Sure it is.
All right. Oh, and you really are wearing those shoes with that dress? Oh my gosh. Gag me with a spoon.
Darling, these are Coco Pomel originals. And what are you wearing?
Please, I 300 bits on just one shoe. My daddy gives me all the money I could ever use.
What are you wearing? Did you really think that those colors mesh together? What?
Yes, you with the DJ Pwn 3.
Kid Shia LaBeouf, just do it.
Wait, what?
Kid Shia LaBeouf.
Kid Shia LaBeouf.
Kid Shia LaBeouf.
Do it! Just do it! You need to go out there and look at what you need to do and just do it!
Am I missing something?
Shia LaBeouf.
I know who Shia LaBeouf is, but I don't know the Do It reference.
Oh dear.
Shia LaBeouf.
You're walking in the woods.
I get that
no
reference.
Around and your phone is dead.
Shia
Out of the
LaBeouf.
corner of your eye, you spot him.
Shia LaBeouf.
You want to do the do it?
Do it! Just do it!
You have a really good narrator's voice.
Thank you.
Now I'm getting a snipset of mine here.
Oh, okay.
You could be but you could have a really good conversation with Leet and Tokar.
How are we on time?
Thank you.
35 minutes.
All right, 5 more minutes. We could do a couple more suggestions. Derpy. Okay, so one more suggestion. Okay.
It could be quoting with a country accent, but their real accent keeps showing through.
So they're trying to hide their country accent? Or what?
Yeah, they try to have a country accent.
They try to not have a country accent.
It's like they're trying to fake it.
What's so funny? Okay.
Well, howdy do there, my good sir. Tip of the cowboy hat to you.
So wait, I'm trying to have a southern accent or I'm trying to hide my southern accent?
Either. Whichever you're trying to make one.
Well, howdy. Let's go catch some pigs on the farm.
Hot, goody. This is bad. This how.
Apples.